Hey, that's a relief. It just kept, loading, 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 loading. Now it's live when I had bread in my mouth. And yeah, bread is flying everywhere apparently. Huh. Anyway, how you been? Yeah, I had to take care of something last minute and I was helping. So I'm back now. And because I just showed up, it's basically lunch, and I have. Do you want some fermented soybean? I assume you don't, so I'll probably eat it off camera. Yeah, so what am I doing? I found this canister, and yes, the editor is here, just so you know. I have this canister I found like a few days ago. I started a project on this, and I did not like the outcome. Yeah, I think I was supposed to paint pigs on here, and then I got lazy and tired, then dropped it, put it somewhere for like maybe a few years, maybe a year or two. And then while I was looking for something to store my crappy color pencils, I found this in one of the containers, and lo and behold, I decided to paint it. Only thing is, I don't like because I have a habit of painting when things are closed, and when I open it, the original color of the canister, and I don't like this, but I have to accept that it is here. And then this paint crap likes to be annoying. So I know there's a method and I'm not doing it right, and I don't care enough to. If I'm not making it for someone, I don't give a crap. If I'm making it for me, again, I'm like, I can cut some corners for myself, so that's not a problem. But if I start making it for other people, that's when I start getting paranoid and worried that, what if they find a mistake? What if they find a mistake? There's my example of anxiety for you. Like, if I have to make anything for other people, even my friends, especially my friends, I freak out that they'll find something, a mistake I did, and I was like, oh, I wasn't good enough for that friend. Okay, so let me try to continue this painting. Yeah, it's a bit like almost every time I go on here, it's haphazard, but it is what it is. Okay, so what colors did I use? Okay. Something fell. It's fine. I won't cry. And so here we go. All right, so what the hell am I making? I think I will try to make this a bit lighter, but it's supposed to reflect. I have my reference. I was sort of okay. Okay, so it's basically the same thing. All right, so I'm just gonna. I'm making things. And actually, I don't. I originally had no idea what I was gonna do with this, but now I did some crash course on looking what to find online, and then I found it. Is this? Yeah. I think this is enough here. Because crap. Maybe this area I can do here with because the other thing is I could sand it, and I don't feel like doing it. I can and I should, but I just don't feel like it. So yeah. All right. And yes, I still have the project. If you saw the thumbnail, I did add more. It's just recently because, like I mentioned, my kid was on his vacation. Then he had to go back. So either or. I'm always adjusting, always recalibrating as to what am I doing with the schedule. And I did fix some areas. It's getting there. Just this bottom part is bothering me, and the purple parts are also bothering me. And then the extra details with all this dotting stuff, that one's also bothering me because I don't have the correct tools. I mean, I can, but it's going to take super long. This is already too long of a project for me, and I don't like when it gets too long because I get tired and lazy. I really try not to be like that, but that's how it ends up. I'm sorry. And I also don't know whether or not this project will, if I'm doing it right, because a lot of the times I'm just winging it. Fun fact. And sometimes some people may not like that I wing things, but here we are. Okay, so I'm kind of wrong. It's supposed to be on this. It's very faint, not that obvious, but it's fine. It's fine. And there's going to be a lot of paint boogers. Good to know. I should also try not to take this project too seriously. I just wanted to paint something that is not a common thing to paint on once in a while. It probably is, and I'm just out of the loop because I don't care about trends that much. And then some of the trends I do see with art, I don't like or care for them. And it also sort of stabs me in the foot because I don't care what a lot of people, and I'm like, I'm supposed to follow the trends. I'm supposed to be like because you are always told to follow the trends that everyone else is doing. So if you do that, you'll also, but then you have to make it your own. And I'm like, I don't know how to do that. um, so I kind of I like, if I'm interested, I will do it. But if I'm not, and a lot of things people are interested in, I'm not interested in, not a lot of people will like it. And that's basically the story of my life. A lot of things I like, not a lot of people like. And the things I don't like, a lot of people do obsess over and enjoy and all that stuff. But yeah. Yeah, I kind of figure out as to why I am not very popular online. That isn't related to the Korean War. That isn't related to Shuchi and the Journey to the West thing. I can be honest about that. It sucks, but I can be honest about that. But at the same time, with arts, you have to be extra competitive and having to be like the best, the top tier. You have to have like almost no mistakes, even though I don't do that. I like to show mistakes and human error because I think we don't have enough of a reminder that we're human enough to make errors. And if you make a mistake, it's okay to make mistakes. And so I try to remind them through my own work because I make mistakes all the damn time. I mean, like, look at this. Ew. And what is this? Have I been talking while it's blurry? Probably. I'm a little bit like looking down here, not paying attention to up there. So human error is my forte, I guess. Let's see. I wanted it to be more light and pastel looking, but we're probably not going to have that. And I keep putting too much yellow. I know I'm supposed to put in these paint palette. I'm like, why did I take this out? Get over there. Because I don't like having extra paint, and the extra paint just dries and gets encrusted over and I waste it. So at least if it's in here, even if there's contamination, I don't care. And I don't, because it's my paint. If I'm sharing with other people, that's a whole other ballpark, but that's not the case here. So the blending is a problem for me. I'm not good at blending. It takes me a long time. That's why it's kind of thick. And I want to lie and say it's okay, but it's not. But like I mentioned, because I'm making this for myself, I give myself so many passes. So it should be fine in theory. Okay, so down here looks a little better than here, but I forgot this side has more yellow. Why? I can't follow directions or references for that matter. The original reference has a bridge. I'm not going to put a bridge. I just want something simple and cherry blossoms everywhere, and that's kind of the thing. I'm not going to adhere to the reference for once. I usually tend to do so, but I don't feel like it right now. There's supposed to be more pink here, and I'm not paying attention. But yeah, there is some element of yellow, but the majority of the yellow is right here. So yeah. Sometimes I don't know how to explain what I'm doing, but it makes sense to me when I am working on it quietly in the process. But if you have to ask me, like, oh, how did you do this? What's your process? I'm like, I don't know. Don't ask me. The other option is I could have done the Hello Kitty 50th anniversary colors, and I could have done that too. So I don't have to go on eBay and buy them for like $70, $80 a pop, and I could just make my own. But I don't like Hello Kitty that much. I mean, I might actually do. That's actually not a bad idea. But I might do it on like a small little painting thing, something I don't take it seriously. But something like this, well, I like cherry blossoms more than Hello Kitty. So Hello Kitty got the short end of the stick. And before you say, oh, you're one of those Hello Kitty middle-aged people, yeah, no. If the Hello Kitty design is subdued, like you can barely see it, or it's not as painstakingly I almost said ovulating, obvious. Middle-aged humor is not very fun. Then I don't mind Hello Kitty stuff, but then I don't like it too out there. I don't like too much. That's why I wasn't really, because a lot of her designs, especially in the US, it's like, I'm Hello Kitty. I'm for ages 5 to 12. That's what it feels like when I see it. But no, they do cater to adults. I wish I was joking. Yes, they do. But as I get older and I like things still since I was a kid, there's no shame in that. Just make sure it does not impact your life negatively, I think, especially like if you overspend and you have like mountains and mountains of Hello Kitty stuff or whatever memorabilia from your childhood, and it's making massive holes in your bank account. Maybe you should step back and not buy some, because it can get like that, especially if you're an adult and you got money and you don't know the concept of restraint and in moderation. Okay, this looks a little better, but I just don't like those chunks. I don't know how to hide the chunks when it's with water. I'm like, oh boy. Okay, now I need purple, which is a little tricky because it's not a lot of purple, and I have a dark purple. I could do a light one, but I'm like, I need to practice anyway, even though I don't want to. Okay, so purple is like kind of here. All right. Oh, okay, this is good. This is good. So there are some Chinese related movies that are posted as shorts. So yeah, it's been a while, but we were kind of preoccupied with other things and other projects, so we did not get on top of the whole thing with the not reels, I'm sorry, shorts. So sorry about that, but there's a few now. Check them out if you want. And then my usual stuff, I hate being blunt about myself, but not a lot of people like it. Only very few. And I appreciate those who actually take the time to look at it. So thank you so much if you do. Yeah, there's some there may be minor adjustments with my scheduling with my YouTube live streams, weekly live streams. It might change to Tuesday or Thursday, but I don't know yet. So I will let you know as soon as I get some more confirmation in a bit later. I just have to arrange it. Like either I do it earlier or like on a Tuesday, or I just continue on a Thursday or later in the day. But later in the day is a little bit haphazard for me. So I may just set it on either Tuesday or Thursday, maybe even Monday just to get it over with. And then if there's the schedule is a lot better for those like on a Tuesday or a Monday, what have you, then maybe I can change my schedule. So maybe it's a sign of readjustment. I don't know yet, so that's why. But just letting you know, recently I have to take care of some things, and I have to switch my schedule around, so I'm not doing this too much, and probably upsetting some people, who maybe 1-2 people at best, and that's it. That are actually, hey, what are you doing? Okay, so now I have to what? Okay, so oh crap, I messed up. It's fine. No, it's not, but I have to keep telling myself that so I don't. See, look at all these freaking boogers. Ugh. Some interesting things happened today while I was doing what I was supposed to be doing. I won't disclose too much. Someone's here. But earlier in the morning while I was waiting outside, if you do this, let's just listen and not judge, but I caught 2 people outdoors picking their boogers. And it's I don't know. Why can't I notice money on the ground? Why can't I notice like, oh, this is a winning lottery ticket. You should just get that and then win some money. No, I have to look up and notice like at least two people. I think there might have been a third person, but I wasn't totally invested in that. Let's see how many people I can catch picking their boogers. I didn't get on that train, but I was like, why do I notice two people picking their boogers in broad daylight? I think the one person was in a car, and I just looked up at that time and I noticed the windows were tinted. So if you have tinted windows and you think no one can see you picking your boogers, think again because I saw you. I was like, okay. And then my opinion about shaking people's hands at first meeting, that kind of concerns me after seeing that. I don't want to be like that person's like, did you wash your hands before? Because sometimes some people don't. I thought we would learn our lessons after COVID. No. Once they're like, oh yeah, now they're all saying that's a conspiracy. Oh, you shouldn't have done all this and that. And I'm like, oh, I'm not gonna say anything about that. You can say whatever hell you want. Say they have whatever the heck you want. But for me, when I see people picking their nose and then imagining like, what if I had to meet a person similar to that and I had to shake their hand? Would I want to shake their hand? Probably not. But then I can't just write off all the people I possibly meet and assume they don't wash their hands and they pick their nose and do whatever they do. I don't know, but I just thought that was kind of a downward spiral if I thought too hard. Okay, so it doesn't look like I did anything. That's the annoying part of this project. I just do the blending and what is it? I don't. So I have to let this dry. So this is the drying period and it's boring. And I think I mentioned before like why I don't do the speed run of my entire painting drawing process. Especially painting, there's a drying process, and I can use a heat gun. I can do that, but I don't want to do that. And sometimes it affects the line art when I have line art on my work. This doesn't have line art, but I something with metal, it kind of freaks me out, so I just leave it alone. And shoot, how do I? Okay, so this is different. This is not me on without anyone watching now. I mean, now there's 0 people, but still, what I mean is now I have to do a setup here and figure out how do I, what is that? What is that? I have to figure out what the heck to do to show my work and not be super awkward and annoying about it. I failed multiple times trying to do this. Okay, so that's what I have so far. Let me eat this off camera a tiny bit because I'm a little peckish. I heard natto or fermented soybeans are really good for you unless you are on blood thinners. I forgot the reason why that is, but yeah. And also don't eat it too much. I heard it's better if you eat it at night than daytime to help with your digestion, but I don't have that luxury right now, so here we are. It's not bad when you get used to it. But it does have some consistency of probably boogers, but if you don't think too hard, you're fine. Okay. So what the heck am I doing with this painting? What? Where is the alligator? It's been a while. I also am thinking about upgrading my icon. I don't know yet. Because I have a painting, an actual painting in my room of my icon. That sounds so narcissistic, but I like the design. That's kind of cool. But I might switch it up somehow. But I have to do an actual plan. Now this is where I don't like I don't like planning. But if I have to figure something out, then I have no choice but to. So we have that, and oh god, this has stuff on it. I need to cut it out. Yeah, these past few days have been a blur because I caught a cold over the weekend, and then I didn't really do much, and then my family had spent their last day of spring break, not going out, but to stay at home. So I was like, oh, okay. I think I went out at one point and then I came back and then I stayed home to rest. So I don't like splurge too much. Okay, I'm trying to figure out what the heck do I do. Purple, where are you? Okay, here. Oh, this is a little better. Okay, good. Because the other one I have, it doesn't dry properly. Hopefully this isn't dry weird, but no promises. I'm not too familiar with this paint. So what has been going on recently? Well, my kid went back to school after his field trip. No, he has a field trip this Friday. Sorry, my brain is like hella wired, cross wiring certain things that are not correct. But he has he just finished his spring break. He's back in school, but he has like a multitude of field trips. Yeah, I'm trying to remember, and then I have to help out with some things off camera, like I mentioned. That came up not out of nowhere, but I kind of have to help out. So there's that. Then what else? I was kind of tired from doing art stuff, though I am dabbling in this, but when it comes to doing other things, I was like, what the heck do I do? I don't know. And then I also noticed on Instagram, my numbers are not just stagnant anymore. They're lessening, and it's kind of annoying. Only my friends that actually do have the time, which I always appreciate so much. But even then, like for me to get new people, it's like almost impossible now. It's like, okay, it probably is impossible at this point with how the algorithm works in the land of Insta. And it's really irritating and I don't like it. But I don't have much of a choice. So I keep saying I will try to transfer my stuff to YouTube. But then when I look at YouTube more, there's a lot of rules and I don't like them. Sorry, YouTube gods. But I know most of them, it's for the greater good and to protect some people and content and blah, blah, blah. But at the same time, it's like, oh, there's a lot. There's a lot of stuff to do. And so I've been dragging my feet about that. I should not, but also a whole bunch of things. Yeah, like I mentioned, I did get sick. I'm also trying to clean up for once, and it's annoying, but I have to. And then I found old drawings. I think I showed last week. And then I also put it on Instagram. No one cared. No one gave a crap. Not even. I don't want to throw my friends under the bus, but I understand at least that they got lives, whereas I don't have lives, and so. But I noticed my account on Insta is like it's crappy now. Very, very crappy. Unless I do things that are not related to my art, like random stuff that I see on a whim. People may or may not give a crap, or I do works in progress, I get more traction. Not a lot, but definitely more than my reels with the finished product. So I have to, while I don't want to follow suit and be like, oh, I guess I have to follow what the audience wants. I'm kind of stuck in the middle, and I have no choice but to see what happens if I just stick to the things that people actually like, which is kind of stupid because I have reels where I have my finished work and no one gives a shit. So less than 5 people give a shit, I'll be honest. But yeah, I have to also go back to the whole drawing board again, see what works, what does not work. And then I know a lot of people who pay attention to the algorithm and what is shown in their statistics, they are more likely to be more successful. I don't pay attention. I don't like looking at that too much. But I also noticed that I probably should look at it. I just don't like looking at it. I also just don't want to dwell on algorithm too much, algorithm issues, because I also want to be wanting to do this, because I was thinking a while ago, like if no one gives a shit, why should I? Why should I even bother posting? Why should I do this and that? Even though on YouTube, there's like some of my art is not really given a crap about. It's still a lot more than what was happening in Insta. So the other thing I can do is whine about it on threads, but I did just as a joke, but I think they can kind of tell that I'm joking about it, whereas other people are genuinely like stumped and confuddled. They are bewildered as to why their numbers are not working, or it once upon a time work and they have hundreds and thousands of followers, and then they lose some, but they still have 500 watchers. I can never surpass 300, and I'm pretty sure a good chunk of those people, I don't know any of them, except maybe about less than 20 people, maybe. And so I'm like, I could do other things, but yeah, I don't see a lot of artist trends now. I think they stopped going on Instagram a while ago. I think they just started running to Threads or X or what have you. I don't pay attention enough, and I probably should pay attention, but I don't want to. Where are all the artists going? I have no idea. Like I mentioned, I'm not part of the art community, and I don't know whether or not that stabs me in the foot, but I don't really want to dwell on that too much because I got things to do. Okay. Not very important things, but I still got things to do. And so, yeah, well, that's just something I noticed, and I'm still going to keep going. I'm not going to like, oh, I'm not going to do anything if no one gives a crap. I can't go that route. It's quite easy. I don't have to draw. I can go for many years without drawing, I realized yeah. But I don't want to waste it, and I still like it. So as long as I like it, that's all that matters, ultimately. Let me see here. I have been trying to do little portraits in my small sketchbook. They're pretty cool. Just I want to add more color, so I may try to do that. But I will not always show all the work. That's how I take a break because it's a small. Where is it? Do I have it here? I don't want. Oh gosh, I put paint on myself again. Okay, yeah, it's in here. And they left. I saw you leave. Okay. And so yeah, I just do little sketches. And if you saw in the community tabs where I said I'm sorry for not being on time for the live stream, here's my peace offering of my dog's picture. Yeah, that's in my sketchbook that I just showed just now. So an example. I think I try to stick to themes in sketchbooks. I will try to. I'll try not to do stupid random things. Have some kind of idea than what I used to do, which is just do random stuff until something clicks. I've done that so many times. What else? Yeah, I need to do some more things. I haven't done card art for a while. I think I started to, and then I, for whatever reason, got distracted with outside life things. And so, yeah, I'm not as active. I want to finish those damn things, though. Like, I could finish one. I could do it again. It's just some of the cards I look back on, I'm like, maybe I should paint over some of them. I don't like a lot of them. No. A handful. I'm like, maybe I should do this one better. I don't know yet, but maybe I should actually finish the cards. I also found the 2 cards that I was missing, and I was like, oh, good. I don't have to buy another set of cards and then take 2 out to fit. I'm like, oh, good. This is great. Yeah, very geeky, but okay. What the hell is this? I'm trying to figure out what's going on here. Oh my God. Only 29 minutes. I'm also thinking about maybe I should make my live stream shorter if no one is around long enough. I do that on Instagram live streams. Like if there's no one, I'll just leave. Oh, this one's not red. What the hell? This one's a little bit like this. hate having to copy sometimes. I have to remember to go out and do errands tomorrow. I have to buy some things. It's garbage. Is it garbage? Yeah, it's garbage night. Great. Fine. See ya. I meant that with love. I just sound like a okay, fun fact. Sometimes I sound like a cold jerk sometimes, or like I have no feelings and stuff, but it's not. It's just that I kind of just sound like that, and then towards loved ones. I feel I need to change, but I also don't like sounding like, hey, what? Like super energetic and I can't. It's not my. I can't. I sound weird when I try to sound. Oh, the only exception I can sound a bit more energetic is my son because, I don't know. I like coming up with little pet names for him. He has at least 700 pet names ever since he was born. But, I also like, joking around with him, but he also jokes back to me. But I also have to like tell him where's the line between okay, it's a mama can accept that joke, and then hey, watch your mouth, So I try my best to give him some guideline on what's okay to make fun with mama and what's hey, watch your mouth, okay? Sometimes he's gotten there recently, and I'm like, do you want mama to call you that? And he's like, no, don't call mama that, please. Okay, so that's what I try to teach him. Like, if you don't want things that happen to you, you don't want such a thing happen to you to be done onto you, then don't do that to mama, or don't do that to dada, don't do that to your grandma or Lola, don't do that to your friends and loved ones if you don't like that kind of treatment, okay? So I think he is slowly starting to understand that because he sometimes think, little kids are like that. They only think about themselves before they think about other people, but it can be taught. He does reach out and start hugging me recently. Like, oh, that's so cute. I'm like, oh, because I think some of his demeanor is kind of like a combination of myself and my husband, where we're not very touchy feely. We're kind of just like, And I was like, while some people may see that's weird, but then if you knew my husband's demeanor and my demeanor sometimes, you can kind of understand where this kid is coming from. Like, oh, okay, it makes sense. So I'm not like, why can't you be like everyone? I don't like doing that because I can understand where his personality comes from. So he's getting better. So that's good. So I was like, don't end up like me. Don't end up like how I am with people. But the other thing is, especially now when you see how people are, and especially with the internet just disrupting how they act as people in the real world, it's kind of hard to read people when they can say one thing and be a whole other personality, which has happened before online. So it's pretty crazy how to navigate human social interactions with the internet in the forefront of almost everyone's minds. And if you want to say, oh, just unplug and touch grass and, get out there and meet people, it's kind of hard to meet people when their face is buried in a damn phone, I remember one time when I came back from China in 2014, late 2014, and I was walking. I forgot if I was with someone or by myself. I forgot. But then I was walking and I almost ran into at least 5 people because their dang faces were just glued to the freaking phone screen. And I was all like, friggin' move, or look up. What are you doing? You got eyeballs, use them. No, they're too preoccupied with the phone in front of their freaking face. I try my best not to do that, especially when I cross the street. If I know the area I'm at where there's like no people, I'll give myself some leeway, but I still look side to, left and right, make sure, okay, I'm not going to get hit by a car or a bus or a truck or a speeding van. You never know. Sometimes, if you look down and then you are about to turn, which has happened at least once or twice, which got really, I try my best not to curse at people because it's like that, I don't know. So you have to be mindful of your damn surroundings. Otherwise people will just like run you over or you're going to bump into them. And yeah, you have to navigate life with internet at the forefront, it seems. It's really annoying. Okay, so what is this? Is this correct? I don't know. I shouldn't worry too much. I just like, okay, it doesn't have to be super accurate, but at the same time, I don't want it to be also way off. It's actually pretty good. The only thing that's bothering me are the little speckle things up here because that takes a lot, and I don't have the correct pen size. I have a dotting tool, but that's going to take so long. I don't have, like, maybe in my 20s and I had more energy and more motivation and ambition, I would have whizzed through this so much faster. Not in this case. Oh, well, okay, so this one, okay, this has this, all right. I'm just... Yeah, I was also looking into other projects besides the stuff I'm usually doing. I saw diamond painting. I don't know whether or not I can do that on here because if you can see my surface area, it's quite small. And I think the thing I have for the diamond painting is a bit large, like a poster size. I don't think I can. If I do, it's going to be at a weird angle and I'm going to be complaining, and that's not a good experience, I think. But we'll see. I don't know yet. I have to actually open it and see what's up before I make my final judgments and whether or not I will actually do it. They do have smaller ones, but they look a little too easy. Some more or less like a challenge depending on what it is, and if there is a possibility that I will finish the project. The other thing is I have to make sure I can finish the project because I have projects where I like, oh, this looks good, and I just don't finish it. This being among them, I'm trying to change, but it's such a huge freaking. What was I thinking? Investing my time into this? Don't, please, never mind. I don't want to answer right now. Regretting my life choices on Livestream. La la la. Okay, so maybe I can blend it a bit more. Yeah, they have a bunch of animals that are in rainbow. I'm pretty sure they're AI, but for practice sake, it's fine. Jeez, I don't care. Just do it for fun. It's fine. With money involved, now I don't know about that. That's not my department. But if you're just doing it for fun and practice and to see how far you can go with your skills, totally do it. I totally recommend. But I don't think you should do this. Don't do what I do. Just they have like a whole bunch of things. And the other thing is, if there's an image you see that is AI, but they have like a lot of mistakes, like they have like 12 fingers and 14 toes, and you want to correct, like, go ahead, I just want to practice and have fun making art things. And if people want to look at it, that's totally fine. But yeah, I have to keep reminding myself that not a lot of people will just pass by and it's like, oh, and then they just, because the attention span nowadays, it is quite something else compared to when I was a kid. Like, they would complain about kids being bored. Now it's considered a luxury to be bored. Like, I wish I had nothing to do, but then you're always on social media all the time. You're always playing a game. You're doing stuff. You're talking to your friends. You're blah, 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 blah. You're buying things online. You're making a schedule, and, you're doing all sorts of things. Like, we don't, like they mentioned, unplug. We don't just sit around and go blah. I try to do that sometimes. It's kind of hard. So, but no, I do have moments where I just go blah. And it's kind of like, oh, I miss doing that, where I just don't do anything. And it's kind of hard with the phone in front of you. I saw on Amazon a while ago that they're trying to use landline phones now, but some people complain that the phone stopped working after a few, like maybe a week or two. I was like, what? And it's not like a cheapo 14 something 99 phone. It's like like $30, $40 phone. It looks pretty like, oh, I remember that phone. Like they even have the rotary phone where you go and I can't roll my R's, I'm sorry, but like the rotary, like, oh my god, that's, you want to bring that back? I'm like, oh, I guess. I never necessarily used that phone per se growing up, but a broken version was in this house, and so I would just play around with the broken phone, like, oh, this is kind of funny. And then I never used it in real time, like actually use it like it was hooked to the landline. But we had a broken one, and I was like, oh, interesting. So let me see. Yeah, like, because I grew up with different generations of older people, and now my generation's considered, well, by social standards, old until someone kicks the bucket, let's just say. I noticed that I have I'm not saying it's the most unique upbringing ever, but some of the things I still like, it can be even into the 60s, 50s, 60s, and 70s because of my parents, like certain things. And I didn't like them at the time, but then as I got older and I would listen to some of their old stuff, I was like, oh, that's actually not so bad. And same with my older siblings, like they were like so hell bent on Earth, Wind, and Fire, and some of their Madonna songs. So some of the Madonna songs I don't care for, but she had some catchy tunes, and she had maybe, I think, one or two songs I thought, like, okay. And something like boy bands where they had really high pitched voices, which is kind of weird. And I was like, oh, okay. But when I listen to it, it's like, oh, it's not so bad. So I can kind of see the appeal during that time. But when I was a kid, I thought it was old people music. Like a lot of the things my older siblings and my parents would listen to, I was like, ugh, old people music. Ugh. Now that I'm listening to it as an adult, and I was like, actually, it's not so bad. So it's kind of weird how your mind kind of changes when you listen to things that your family would listen to, and you used to reject it because that's what old people listen to. And then now you're old too. So just go enjoy the damn song. But I think sometimes if you hear it on the radio too much, you also get kind of sick of it, because we also had the radio playing in the car, and then they would always have certain stations for certain like music genres or time periods, like, oh, songs from the 80s and 94.9, like, oh my god, I remember 94.9 and 106.1, oh my god. And my brother would listen to 105.3 because that had all the 80s tunes he is so obsessed with. So yeah, it was kind of interesting remembering things from the radio, using my Walkman. I had mixed feelings about the Walkman because while I liked music a lot, I just did not like sometimes having to change batteries, because I would end up getting the cheap batteries, and then sometimes the batteries don't work very well, or my headphones were cheap and they don't work very well after a time. And so I did not have the best of the best quality things growing up. And so when people say, I miss having a Walkman and cassette tapes, I miss not having a phone attached to me at all times, I'm like, shut up. Convenience in moderation is freaking awesome, okay? But you have to, now this is your responsibility to know when to stop, and it's really hard. It's easy to doom scroll. It's easy to just get swallowed up by internet life and having to, the fear of missing out crap and all that stuff. But in the end, that shit don't matter. Most of the time, it don't matter. It's like, who cares? They don't care about you. If they don't care about you, why should you care about them? In that case, that is correct mindset. And just do your own thing. But at the same time, though, it's kind of weird how we're so hooked onto the internet, and then we want to cry privacy. I want my life private. I want private, but then a lot of your social media is public, and you like the is it the dopamine, or like that feeling you get when you get a like or a comment that's good and not weird and insulting and embarrassing, and what the hell is that? There's all these sorts of things that you like about the internet, but like if you really like not having internet, just don't have internet and see what, like, just stop paying for your phone. See what happens. Stop. Don't use your phone anymore. Get rid of it. Have no phone at all. Don't even go on the computer. We didn't have a computer for a while. And if we did, we had like the AOL free trial CDs. Oh my God, man. I remember that crap. And CDs were a thing, but then you can't bring the boombox with you. You have the portable one, but it skips every time you breathe. I don't miss it. I had that very temporarily, and then I hated it because I was like, oh, this is cool. I can listen to my CDs in public, and it kept skipping and skipping, and that irked the hell out of me as a kid. I hated that. So I was like, oh, screw it. And it wasn't even mine. I think I borrowed one of my siblings' stuff. So I like the Walkman more. But I remember, I think I had one Walkman where it can play on one side and also on the other side without removing the tape cassette. I think my sister gave me that. I forgot, but that was kind of a cool feature. I'm not sure if that's real. I vaguely remember. I was like, oh, that's kind of neat. Hopefully that's not a fever dream that I made up. I don't remember. Yeah, I don't know why some people's like, I miss the time. There are some things about the 90s and the 80s I don't miss at all. I don't. I'm trying to think, what did I not miss about the 80s and 90s? Having to record your favorite shows, I hated that. Like, especially, and people, it's not like you're an only child. I have a family of 6, but they all have lives, and there's a good chance they're not going to give a crap about your cartoons. And so they're not going to request. So if there is a show that, oh, I want to see that, like there's like a special edition cartoon or a special edition episode of what, and you want to watch it, but all your siblings are out doing their own thing, or they got school to do, and your parents are working, and they're not going to give a crap, and you're the youngest. People think, oh, you're the youngest. You should have been spoiled. Like it is and it ain't at the same time, because there's so many of us. It's like, yeah. Let's give her the hand-me-downs. Kind of like that. But I have moments of being spoiled, but at the same time, like, let's just focus on the story. You want this one show and you want it, but you won't make it on time, but you have some family at home that can record it for you, but they're not going to. Well, you didn't tell them. And the other thing is they got lives, and you don't want to impose too much. And so they do their own thing. And then when you get back, your show is gone. I don't miss that. I think what they had was TiVo, but I don't think we even had that. What else did I not miss about 80s and 90s? I'm trying to think. I didn't like school, but that's not really related. I'm trying to think what else is there. Kind of hard. What did I not like about 80s and 90s? A lot of things were brown. Yeah, that was true. Someone pointed that out on Instagram or YouTube, one of those two, that people keep misconstruing the 80s and 90s as super, especially the 80s, that it was super colorful and there were so many vibrant neons and flashy colors and outfits. Not all the time. And it was more of the house. Yeah, they would also show like 80s, 90s house motifs and themes, interior decorating, where it's like super flashy and neon prints and weird geometric shape. No, it wasn't like that. It was like brown walls, brown tiles, brown lines. McDonald's had a lot of brown too. I remember that. Even this house, when some of the old stuff, yeah, there was a lot of brown carpet, brown, like everything was brown. I was like, oh my God. That's why I'm like, why is it? I don't remember it being that colorful. I think the 90s felt more colorful, but in terms of their products, not so much like the living situation. Maybe certain like interior decorative stuff, but it wasn't that bright and colorful as the media and movies like to show. Yeah, I thought that was kind of weird that they were showing how colorful it was. Like, no, not really. I didn't remember. I remember like the snacks and foods, toys, toy ads, especially cartoons, were very colorful. Things for little kids were more colorful, like some of their clothes and their outfits and their accessories, especially for little girls. Um, Boys had more of like creepy crawlies and some sports or some other stuff, but in terms of it, like the whole lifestyle being super bright and colorful, no, it was not. I don't know who keeps saying that, but I didn't see that much. Maybe like the mall at most, and then that's about it. Anything? Nah, I don't think so. Anything from the 80s and 90s I don't miss. I'm trying to think, what else is there? I know there's a lot, but I'm on the spot, so I can't remember. Certain hairstyles I think were kind of annoying, like the poofy hair stuff. I thought it was so odd. I think I tried a little bit, but only like the top of my head because I had a headband. And my older siblings were big on the hairstyles and the fashion trends. But me, I'm not really good with fashion, anything. How I dress myself nowadays, I'm like, as long as I look mammal, that's good enough for me. And I like some color here and there, but not too much color and not too much like drab, muted. Like I need to not do that. But at the same time, I'm like, why did I wear that outfit that day? So yeah, sometimes I like, that's something else. And then I go out and then I see pictures of myself like, well, what the hell was I thinking? So many outfits I regret wearing, but here we are. Whether or not I improved at my age. Oh, right. Speaking of age, I'll wrap things up because, yeah, I need to settle down a bit and eat my rest of my food. So today it was basically a doctor's appointment for the editor / my husband. I'll not disclose what exactly. It's nothing bad. It's nothing serious. Thankfully, it was just we have a small concern, and so he asked a question. They observed, and it's like, oh, okay, not so bad. And then I originally thought I was just going to be in the waiting room. It's one thing where I go in the hospital with my kid because he's scared of injections and stuff. And I'm like, okay, yeah. But then I wasn't sure whether or not I had to go in with my husband. I think he just went by himself no, he hasn't gone there for a while. So I forgot. But then I was like just sitting by the waiting room in the waiting room where he starts going towards with the nurse asking him, oh, your name, blah. Okay, let's go. And then I'm like half standing, half sitting. And I was like, and then he asked, oh, can my wife go with me? And she's like, oh, yeah, sure. I was like, oh, okay, I guess I'm involved now. And so I have to go. And then he had his stuff tested. You usually get like a very light checkup. And then you go into the doctor room and then wait for the doctor to show up. And then they had some questions with a nurse and then blah, blah, blah. And then we wait for a bit, and then the doctor shows up, and then he looked at what my husband was asking for. I skip a lot of things. Don't worry about it. It should be fine. And later on, he notices me because he and my husband were talking about what was going on. And then I'm just quiet because I'm just here for support, I suppose. And I just like took notes of what they were saying. And then he noticed I was in the room. He was like, oh, who's this? The doctor asked, is this your daughter? And then the other reason why I'm with my husband, because sometimes he's hearing English with other people. He's used to me and his employer, but outside for whatever reason, I have to explain to him. So when I explain it, he like, oh, okay. But then when other people, totally new people, I don't know. So anyway, hopefully you won't see this. I almost laughed the hell out loud, but I kept quiet. But I think what the doctor said about me mistaking me as my husband's daughter. I didn't realize it didn't register in his head. And so we had questions and okay, we'll set up an appointment, then we left, and then we had to get something. And then while we were waiting to get the thing, I told him like, oh, so the doctor mistook me for your daughter, but he didn't hear me first time. So he said, oh, if I had my own private doctor, why would I even come here? I'd be super rich. And I was like, no, he said I was your daughter. And he's like, oh, and then he started laughing. What the hell? And so, yeah, I was like, oh my God, it was such a funny. I'm like, but hey, man, a compliment's a compliment. I'll take it. But it was such a weird, it just came out so weird. Like, I joked about that some while ago. I was like, oh man, I look, because I'm shorter than my husband and he's bigger than me. And so I'm all like, man, I look like your daughter. I just said it as a joke. But then when an outside person said it, and I was like, holy shit, I was right. I was just kidding. Sometimes when I kid, there is some truth to it, but I don't really take it in like that seriously. But when someone confirms my joke, and I was like, oh, interesting. So I thought that was kind of funny. Well, that's about it. Yeah, so I don't want to talk too much about that stuff. But just that stood out. And yeah, let me see what else is there. I'm going to wrap things up in a bit, actually. Yeah, my motivation to keep posting online. I have over 1,000 posts, maybe 1,100 posts. I'm kind of tired. So I was also trying to not be too active online. In terms of other people, you know, like that's different, but I know they're all busy, so I don't want to bother people as much as I can. No UT, but I'll try not to bother. The other thing is I need a break. Shoot, I should take more breaks. And it's gorgeous outside, so I was like, maybe I should go out for a bit and go for a nice ass walk, or just walk around in general and then pick up my kid. And it's freaking nice. I think it's the nicest weather of the week. I think it's 70. No. It says 62 now. What is it? Today's gonna be 71. Shoot, that's nice. And then it'll be a little bit. It says tiny. Oh, it's windy tomorrow. Okay, so. Oh, Sunday will be warm too. Oh, okay. The weather the next few days will be kind of all right. I should take advantage. Yeah. Sorry, it's my bracelet. So I want to take advantage of this weather, and I can draw but I also don't want to stay in the house all the time. Especially when the weather's nice. I know that there's a stereotype like I don't want to stay outside. I don't want to go. I don't want to interact with people. You know, I can't be like that. But when the weather's nice, especially as I get older, I don't want to waste so much. And also COVID affected me to the degree like I don't want to stay inside all the time. I want to like go out there and not like people in this nice weather and then go back home. I guess that makes sense. Or it doesn't, I don't know. But, I want to enjoy the nice weather while we have nice weather. Shoot, because when it's not really nice weather over here, or it's tolerable, but the sky is gray and it's like windy, and the wind's messing my hair up that I took time to fix, and I don't like fixing my hair, but then the wind messed it up. I'm going to try to be a little bit more proactive, and I need to exercise more. Oh my God. I've been snacking more than I should. I should stop it. Stop snacking and stop buying chocolate and cookies. But what do they taste good? But yeah, I'm going back to my diet restrictions, or, healthier choices, I suppose. Okay, so this is something, I guess. It's not really. Oh, wait. What? How much is this one? This side? Oh, not as much. Okay, so maybe I do pink. Sorry, I heard someone talking. I thought there was someone outside, but I think I know who it is. Anyway, wrapping things up. What did I do today? Well, I was late to do the typical live stream, and I also may have to adjust my schedule for the next 2 or 3 weeks because I have to take care of some things and I need to help out. So I may adjust my schedule. I don't know yet, so I will let you know maybe a day or before when I'll do the live stream. I may change the scheduling. I don't want to do it where it's super last minute like today. I want to either go on Tuesday or Thursday, maybe even Friday. I don't know yet, but we'll see. It's not going to be permanent. It's just temporary. But if people prefer a certain day more than my usual day on Wednesday, then I can adjust it. Yes, I can. Just let me know. No one says anything. And so the other thing is I explained why I was a little bit not, I did not do things today. And it was to help out my husband with some stuff on a doctor's appointment, basically. And his doctor mistook me for his daughter. And I thought that was the funniest thing ever. But it's also one of the funniest. I'm going to call it a compliment because I think it's hilarious. And there was that. And so I also have some issues with my Instagram account being, it's just like it's not moving anywhere now. Even if I post, even the only things that I do post that matters are things that are not related to art things. And I find that really annoying. But those are the ones that work the most. And I'm getting kind of tired of it. So I've kind of just been not backpedaling, but like taking a step back and just taking a break from online stuff. I do have like micro doom scrolling here and there, but I also am trying to keep improving on my sleep as well. And then I also can't help but question, like, why should I give a crap if other people don't give a crap? I know there are some people who do, and it's mostly my friends. Thank you so much. But with my account not really doing very much, I would consider moving to YouTube, but there's a lot of rules on YouTube. And while I understand where they're coming from, it's also a lot of stuff to wade through. And I'm like, I need help. So, yeah, there's some good things happen, some annoying things happen, but ultimately I'm not going to do like, oh, I'm going to take a sabbatical forever. I'm still doing art stuff. I'm just not posting as actively. And I'm also taking a break from the internets here and there, but not as extreme, like going cold turkey and just not using any internet. I think that's impossible. I mean, it can be done. It's just not with my lifestyle. Not with my lifestyle. So, other things going on. I want to enjoy the weather more. So maybe after this lunch, I might take a walk something. And then I worked on a painting that I didn't really, I'm kind of worried it's not going to look good because I have not sanded the bottom area. I might have to do it, and I'm going to be really pissed off because I put paint on here. Thankfully, I have enough paint, but at the same time, I'm like, ugh. So, yeah, this is not looking good. So, and these chunks are just not going away, even if I layer it on thick. I'm just adding layer to the original layer. So, I'm just going to probably have to sand it down, to my misfortune, unfortunately. And, yeah, I was working on this, and it doesn't look like I did much, but I did something somewhere, I think. Oh, my gosh. Okay, so let me cram in a little bit more and then call it a day. I should do it before someone shows up. I should. Okay, so that's what I have. Yeah, this is seriously good. And I have the snake. I think I'm almost done with the snake painting. I haven't even touched it, but I'm pretty sure I could finish it up a little bit faster if I choose to. I should. But the weather's so pretty. I'm like, goodbye, paintings. I'll see you when I'm done with my vitamin D sunlight quota. All right, so I think that'll be it for now. I'm gonna stop scratching my nose. Next week, I will see you definitely next week, but I don't know yet. I will let you know in the community tab on Instagram as soon as I confirm some things. So thank you for having me. Thank you for watching. Thank you so much for your patience. Thank you for even watching all the way. If you did watch all the way, leave a comment. I need to know that you actually watch it because I know people just zoom on in like, ew, this isn't Korean War shorts, and then they just leave. So, but if you actually watch it all the way, let me know in the comments. I would appreciate oh so much. And if you skipped around and you said you did, I understand because I do that too. So, okay, I'll shut up now. Take care, you guys. Have a great day and the rest of your week. And I'll see you again whenever I get my confirmation. So next week for sure, though. Okay, take care. Bye-bye. See you next time.